Namaskar. Welcome to the second vlog on the occasion of Krishna Janmashtami. Among the various relationships that Krishna had in his life, one of the most cherished relationship and important relationship that we could see is of Krishna and Arjun. We could see when we talk about Radhe Krishna, Radhe is first and Krishna comes later. In Krishna Arjun, Krishna comes first and Arjun comes later. That means we can understand so much importance that Krishna had given to Arjun in his life, and that is just not because he was going to be a prince or a king or something. He is coming from a royal family, but it was because of the characteristics and the important learnings that Arjun had in his throughout life. He was called with multiple names. In today's blog, we will understand each of the name. Interestingly, every name of Arjuna has a story, and we will understand small stories behind those names. It was not only that Arjun was fond of Krishna, or maybe Krishna was fond of Arjun. It was Dronacharya also liked Arjun. And Arjun was liked by many people. It is not mere chance that he would have liked by many people, but it was because of the characteristics, qualities and the skills that he had gained throughout the life. We will see some of these names and we will say the stories behind that. We'll start with some names which were taken by Shri Krishna and Sanjay on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna faced his uncles and grandfathers and multiple close relationship coming in front of him, and then he has to play a war against them, he lost his confidence, and then he had dry throat. He had a lot of shivering on his, he collapsed on the battlefield, and then he could not lift himself emotionally and physically to take the war. At that time, Krishna sung this great song, which is popular as Bhagavad Gita or Gita. And this is a discourse which is given by, or a motivational speech which is given by Krishna to Arjun, that, hey Arjun, now get up and start the war. Shri Krishna takes multiple names at multiple times and intervals during this discourse of Bhagavad Gita. Shri Krishna calls him with multiple names. We will see some of them: Arjun, Dhananjay, Pandav, Gudakesh, Kaunteya, Parth, Mahabhahu, Kurunandan, Anagh, Ananga, Bharat, Bharatarshava, Parantapa. There are other names. We will also see those other names. I will start with the specific name which was taken by Shri Krishna, which is Kaunteya or maybe Parth. The origin of Parth and Kaunteya remains to same person. Kunti, who was aunt of Shri Krishna and mother of Arjun, was born to a king, Shurasena. However, she saw that her uncle doesn't have any child. She goes to her father and says, the uncle's name is Kunti Bhoj. So she goes to her father and says, Uncle Kunti Bhoj doesn't have any child. Why don't you let me go and stay with them? Let them adopt me as their daughter. And she leaves the house of her father and goes to Kunti Bhoj. And thus her name became Kunti. The previous name is Pritha. And that is why Kaunteya and Parth comes from the same origin, that is son of Kunti or Pritha. However, later on in Kunti's life, there are so many things where she had to give away many things of her life. When Durvasa Rishi came, she gave her entire pleasure and she put her entire soul, mind, body into service of Durvasa Rishi. and she got some boons out of this, and then she has utilized those boons. Arjun was born out of one of such boon. Later on, when she got married to Pandu, was a very pale, weak person. However, he was king of Hastinapur, and thus Kunti got married to Pandu. Later on, she had to give away entire kingdom, and she had to go and stay in the forest of along with Pandu, because of certain kind of ill things which Pandu did. She gave away everything, her kingdom, and started staying in the forest. Before her marriage, she, out of the boons given by Durvasa Rishi, she had a baby who was, later on we know him as Karna, and then she had to give away that child. After coming back to the kingdom of Hastinapur, after the death of Pandu, she comes back and she sees that her kingdom is gone and Dhritarashtra has taken it. Later on, during multiple phases, she had to give away many things, and she had to go ahead with her life with that kind of dignity and strength that she had. And here, importantly, Shri Krishna calls Arjun with the names Kaunteya or Parth, is because of this thing. He means to say, O Arjuna, you are a son of a person who had given entire things in her life, and she had proceeded her life, and you are crying on the battlefield that how can you take this war ahead? Your mother took her dharma as presiding vision of her life, and you are not taking that which is your own dharma of playing the war or taking the war, and you are giving away, and then you are here with such kind of shattered thing. Get up. That is what I think whenever I read this word Kaunteya and Parth in Bhagavad Gita, I always see this entire story behind that name, and it is not just a coincidence that Shri Krishna takes name of Kaunteya or Partha. He wants to make Arjun realize that he has come from such a great mother, that she had given entire life of her to lead the dharma, and here you also need to take that kind of learning from your mother and lead this war ahead. Shri Krishna also calls him Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means one who has won the entire wealth. However, there is another meaning, that means fire. In the entire life of Arjuna, we could see that he was fond by many people. He was loved by many people, Dronacharya, Bhishma, or maybe Shri Krishna. And it is just not just coincidence, because of that kind of penance and that sacrification that he did for gaining that knowledge. He had taken that kind of a vision that he wants to become the greatest warrior of this world. And with that kind of a thought, he had led his learnings and acts of the life. So Dhananjaya also means fire, which means that he has burned himself with that kind of a fire, and he is with that kind of a glory of gold which is coming out of fire. So here again Shri Krishna makes him realize that this was your past and this is what you are thinking. He also calls Arjun with the name Gudakesh. You must have heard many a times that many people give away their sleep to attain their goal. And one who gives away sleep, or maybe one who has conquered or become victorious against the sleep, is called as Gudakesh. Gudaka means sleep, and Ish means one who has taken over the sleep. That is Gudakesh. Just yesterday, I was talking to one of my friend who is into politics. His name is Chandrasekhar Pazundkar. And then when he was campaigning for his political career, for those 24 days, he did not sleep. And then he did not sleep, and then he won the entire campaign, or maybe the election, and then he became member of Jilla Parishad. However, I want to stress upon this point: when you are born with the goal, and when you have that kind of a goal in your mind, and you get those sleepless nights, and the goal is haunting you, and then you do not get that kind of a satisfaction or contentment unless you go and achieve that kind of a goal. You have sleepless nights, and that is nothing but Gudakesh. In one of the speech, Dr. Abdul Kalam, our very lovely Dr. Kalam, said that is a dream which you see not during the sleep, but that is a dream which will make you away from the sleep. And you have sleepless night to have and achieve that kind of a dream. Arjuna had a dream. Arjuna had a meaning and a goal of life, and that is why he is Gudakesh. He is also called as Mahabahu. That means he was most powerful among that. He was also called as Ananga. This is a very, very beautiful name. Ananga means Ana, and Anga means who doesn't have body. During the entire learning process, or maybe life process of Arjun, he was Ananga. That means he was bodiless. He has conquered all his senses, and only one thing which was there in his mind, thought and action was the goal which was seen. We could see again and again many repeated stories of Arjuna where we could see only he can look at the goal. When there was a parrot who was kept on the tree, Dronacharya, who is teacher of Arjuna, asked, "What do you see on that tree?" Arjuna, many people said that I see tree, I see parrot, etc. Arjuna's answer was, "I see the eye of the parrot." When Draupadi Mayamvar was happening, which was kept against all the people, all the warriors, was to put the arrow in the eye of a fish who was revolving up, looking into the water, and then you have to put the arrow with the bow in the eye of revolving fish. It was Arjun who did it flawlessly, and that is why he is called with so many names. He is also called as Anagha. That means someone who is like an innocent, sinless or faultless person. He is called as Paran. All these names which I am narrating are taken by Shri Krishna during the wartime. Parantapa, that means someone who is going to pain the enemies. Shri Krishna makes him realize you are a Parantapa. With the name of Arjuna itself, there is thrill which is happening, and there are tremors which are taking place in the camp of the enemies, and that is what Shri Krishna makes him realize. Paranta means the end or death, and death of whom? Of enemies, or end of whom? Of enemies. So these are the names of Arjun. We will also see what is the meaning of Arjun, the name itself. Arjun means clear, white or silver. Since he was born with that kind of glory of a silver or white sparkle, he was called as Arjun. He was during the Agyatavas, or maybe the disguise of 1 year, where Arjun took the form of a Brihannada or a transgender, and he was who was in the court of a king as a dancer. At the end, he had to play a war, and he had to narrate his names during the opening of his disguise, and then he says that I am known with other names also. I am I'm known with the name Jishnu, means who cannot be won over, or no one can take over his capabilities, or he is victorious. He also is called as Falgun. That he was born on the day of Uttara Falgun Nakshatra, and that is why his name comes as Falgun. Vijay, that means he has never got defeated until then. Kiritin is one name which he says Indra had given him a crown, and then he used to wear that crown during his good days, and then that was coming because he had fought a war against demon, and then Indra became victorious. He was also called as Shvetavahan, means who goes on a white horse for the war. He was called as a Vibhatsu. There are two ways of looking at Vibhatsu. That means he has not played any unfair means. He has played his game always with right mind and right attitude. And there is another meaning, that means whenever he would come on the war field, everyone else, the enemy, is going to have tremors in their mind, and the bodies would shake, and their conditions would become miserable, and that is why he was called as Vibhatsu, because he is going to give that kind of miserable feeling to the opponent, or a person who is taking war against him. Krishna, because he had dark sight which is there. But there is another meaning of Krishna, that means he was Gudakesh, that means he has taken over the sleep, that means he wouldn't have slept for nights or nights. And Krishna also talks about the night, the darkness, and then he has carried his life towards his goal of the life during the darkness also. There is one beautiful name of Arjun, which is Sabyasachi. Arjun's bow was called as Gandiv, and then it is said that he could handle Gandiv with his left hand and right hand, and he could use both of his hands for all the actions of the life, and that is why his name was Sabyasachi. We can bifurcate these names with two classification. One, there is a story behind that thing, such as Bharatarshab. Bharatarshab is one who is a Vrishab of Bharat, that means very powerful. And what is meaning of Bharat? Bharat means someone who bears, who carries, or who is taking it ahead, and he is called as Bharatarshab. He is also called as Arjun, Dhananjay, Kaunteya, Partha, Mahabahu, Jishnu, Falgun, and Shvetavahan. These are coming not because of his own learnings or penance or maybe try in the life. These are coming out of some or the other reasons. But then when we talk about his own characteristics and the sacrification he did to gain this thing are Gudakesh, Ananga, Anaga, Parantapa, Kiritin, Vibhatsu, and Sabyasachi. It is such a beautiful thing that we have been talking about Arjun and his characteristics. There are many people, many Arjun in our life. However, we do not look, or maybe we overlook such people. They are very goal-oriented. They want to achieve certain things. For that achievement, they have given everything of their life. They given away everything of their life, and they are moving towards or marching towards that goal. Let at least some of that bit of Arjun come to us. And because of all these characteristics of Arjun, he was love, and he was that kind of a love in many people's life. He was love for Dronacharya, he was love for Vidur, he was love for Sri Krishna, he was love for Bhishmacharya, and he was love for so many people. We can take so many learnings out of Arjun's life. The most important learning that I would like to narrate here and end this blog is when it was decided that the war is going to take place, the army is required for Arjun and for Duryodhan. Both of them goes to Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna had a set of warriors which was known as Narayani Sena, and both of them wanted to check for having that Narayani Sena towards their side. When both of them go, coincidentally both of them arrive at the same time. Shri Krishna was taking rest at the time. Both of them thought not to disturb Shri Krishna. It was first Duryodhana went and sat towards the head side of Shri Krishna, and Arjuna sat at the feet side of Shri Krishna. When Shri Krishna got up, he first gave a side to Arjun, because he could see something which was at the feet side and he could not see someone who was sitting at the head side. Both of them said that the purpose of their arrival and a request to Shri Krishna. Duryodhan said that I arrived first, so I will demand first. So Shri Krishna said, there is only one thing which you can see. There is either you can take Narayani Sena or you can take Shri Krishna. And I am not going to play the war. I am just going to be a guide in the war. I am not going to be an active player in the war. I am not going to take any weapon during the war. Duryodhana said, I want your Narayani Sena. And subsequently it came that Shri Krishna needs to go to Arjun's side. That time Arjun says, even though Narayani Sena will be on the other side, I am happy that Shri Krishna is with me, and he became charioteer and who led the entire war of Kurukshetra. It is the humbleness, and Arjuna never had that pride that he has become such a great warrior in the world. During the disguise period of 1 year, he also took that level or that position which you could not even think that such a warrior can take. He took a robe, or maybe he became like a transgender during that 1 year of disguise. It is only the characteristics and the importance of reaching to the goal which was haunted by Arjuna is one differentiator that we can see. Let us realize that small bit of Arjun in every one of us, and we can also find our great Shri Krishna within us. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.